Melissa Stowers here before the start of the title game, Rutland and Fairhaven. Tonight's game on Channel 15 at a future date, being taped for broadcast. The cameraman is Brian Mayhew. One of the proudest people in this place tonight has to be Tom Alberico. I see Tom straight ahead, about 3 or 4 rows up. Tom's grandson Steve, playing for MSJ, did a nice job coming off the bench in the fourth quarter as MSJ held on for that win over Mill River 57-53 in the consolation game. Tom's other grandson, Jake Eaton, getting the starting nod for Rutland, a freshman. And boy, I was impressed last night, and I'm sure I'll be impressed for the next 4 years by young Jake.
Once again making the trip south from Burlington, older brother Jeff, and can't speak enough praise for his younger brother Jake. Very proud of him making the starting lineup as a freshman. That was the talk in Rutland. Will Jake Eaton even be on the varsity to start the season? Yes. Will he start? Yes, he will. Will he contribute? Yes, he will.
Slater's going left to right here in the first half. The Slaters right to left. The Slaters control the tap, and with it in the forecourt, Dave Vadnais, as he's picked up by Jake Eaton off the man-to-man on the bounce down the sideline to Moore. Stopped to the baseline by Conway. Tried to come out to Roberts. Ball knocked away. Scramble for the basketball. And it goes out of bounds off the Slaters. It's Rutland's basketball.
Height will not matter when it comes to battling Jake Conway. He's just got a nose for the ball out there. If there's a way to find it, he'll find it. He doesn't care if you have to dive on the floor under the chairs to get it.
With it is Aaron Boynton, left side of the circle. Both teams in the man-to-man in the early going, Rutland and Fairhaven. Jake Eaton to the corner now to Jake Conway. Up for 3, in and out, no good. Rebound tapped around, and it goes to Dave Vadnais, who is a 6-foot sophomore. Vadnais into the forecourt, down the left sideline for the Slaters. Picked up by Eaton on the bounce, down low to Roberts. His turnaround is no good, and we get a foul in the rebounding action. I believe it's on Chris Colludi of Fairhaven. It is on Colludi. That is his first on the team as he went over the top. It's Rutland's basketball.
Good position down low by the Raiders. That's how you battle bigger teams. It starts and ends with position down low on rebounds. Make them come over the top of you, and that's what happened on that possession. First foul on Colludi.
Chris Mayhew into the forecourt for the Raiders. No score early going in the title game. 7:10 left in the first quarter. Bailey with it right sideline to Conway, right side of the circle. Back to Mayhew to the right side of the lane. Sends it back out to Jake Eaton. Up for 3. It's short, no good. Rebound fought for. Todd Roberts has it for the Slaters. Hands it off now for Perry. Perry throws it ahead for Moore, and he drives baseline and lays it in. Josh Moore for the Slaters. So Slaters draw first blood. Fairhaven 2, Rutland nothing. Eaton the other way, left sideline. Out of Mayhew out front to Bailey. Around the horn, right sideline, Conway with it. Conway wanted to go to Boynton down low. Knocked out of bounds by Vadnais. It'll be Rutland's basketball from the baseline.
He tried to throw a chest pass. A bounce pass would have been there. What a great matchup this will be tonight. Boynton against Moore. Both players very similar in size and ability athletically. That's going to be a dandy of a matchup.
Conway with it down the left baseline for the Raiders. Knocked out of bounds by Vadnais. Again, a nice defensive play by Vadnais. It'll be Rutland's basketball. Early going, Fairhaven with a 2-0 lead. 6:37 left first quarter. Mayhew looking to put the ball in the play on the bounce. Gets it into Bailey. Finds the handle and lays it in. Nice play by Aaron Bailey. Found the handle and laid it in. That ties it at 2 apiece. Todd Roberts in the backcourt, the big guy, 6'7", junior, and he dribbles into the forecourt for the Slaters. Picked up by Bailey, hands it off now to Adam Perry, left sideline. Picked up by Mayhew, brings it to the middle, goes to Moore, Moore to the key, throws up the 17-footer around the rim, no good, rebound Mayhew. Mayhew starts the break for the Raiders down the middle. Mayhew to the left side of the lane, 15-footer, no good, rebound. Conway underneath, lost it, it goes out of bounds. Fairhaven's basketball. Tied at 2 apiece, 6:04 left first quarter. As the pass comes in to Todd Roberts, picked up by Aaron Bailey in the backcourt, ahead to Adam Perry. Adam Perry, who quarterbacked the Slaters to the Division II state title in football. Perry down the sideline to the corner now to Vadnais, and he's traveling. Rutland's basketball.
That's Stretch Gillum over there, Jack.
It sure is.
From Oxbow.
Yep.
He's going to get an opportunity to look at these Slaters. They're going to play them in Division II ball this year.
Jake Eaton with it out on the right to Mayhew, right side of the lane. Pulls it up out to Conway, top of the circle. Jake Conway on the left wing to Eaton. Dribbles to the left side of the lane. Back out to Mayhew in the lane, running right-hander. Good. And the Raiders lead it 4-2. 5:30 left first quarter. Some full court pressure by the Raiders man-to-man. Roberts picked up by Bailey. Roberts breaks the pressure into the forecourt. It's a big guy. He likes to have it out front, doesn't he?
He did it last night. He's very capable of handling the ball, and that's going to have college coaches looking at him very closely.
Chris Kaludi is whistled down for traveling. The Slaters on the turnover. It's Rutland's basketball.
Getting back to Todd Roberts, 6'7", has a nice soft touch from the perimeter, and as we've seen already on 2 occasions this evening, has the ability to bring the basketball up the court, which is going to make his input to any college coach very versatile.
Jake Eaton with it, left sideline for the Raiders. Loops it cross court right side to Mayhew. Stutter steps, he's traveling. So it's Fairhaven's basketball in the backcourt. The original starters in there: Adam Perry, Dave Vadnais, Todd Roberts, Chris Kaludi, and Josh Moore. Raiders going with Mayhew, Eaton, Boynton, Conway, and Bailey. The Raiders have the early lead. 4-2, 5 minutes left first quarter. Perry to the lane, wanted to go to the left corner to Vadnais, knocked out of bounds by Chris Mayhew. A nice defensive play by Mayhew. Fairhaven's basketball for the baseline as Chris Kaludi looks to put the ball into play. Kaludi loops it in left sideline to Todd Roberts. Roberts going to work on Bailey. Dribbles left to right, has it right side of the circle. Sends it out to Vadnais near the right sideline. Picked up by Eaton, out front to Perry. Perry has it near the midcourt circle, picked up by Mayhew. On the left, he goes to Roberts, left side of the circle. On the right to Kaludi. His three, no good. Rebound Moore, back up, no good. Rebound Jake Eaton. Outlet now to Conway. Conway into the forecourt, down the right sideline, dribbles into the lane. His shot blocked by Roberts, comes out to Eaton. To the right baseline, 12-footer, around the rim, no good. Rebound, Boynton up and good. Aaron Boynton, the offensive rebound for the bucket. 6-2, the Raiders lead it by 4. We're in the title game of the Rutland Holiday Tournament here at the Keefe Gym. 4:16 left first quarter. With it is Perry, now to Moore, down the right baseline. Short jumper, no good. Rebound, Boynton. Hands it off now to Mayhew. Mayhew into the forecourt, down the right sideline. Mayhew dribbles into the lane. On the bounce to Bailey. Short baseline jumper, no good. Rebound, fought for, scramble. It goes to Mayhew. Mayhew tried to pump it up, knocked away by Roberts, comes down to Kaludi. Now with it, Perry throws into the forecourt for Vadnais down the left sideline. Vadnais comes cross court to Kaludi, head fakes, sends it to the right corner to Moore, back to Kaludi, right baseline. Fadeaway is good. 6-4, Rutland by 2. Into the forecourt, down the right sideline, Chris Mayhew. 3:30 left in the first quarter. Around the horn they go, left sideline with it is Eaton. Eaton between the left sideline and the middle, loops it on the right to Conway, right side of the circle. Conway dribbles into the lane, running right-hander around the rim, no good. Rebound, back to Conway, up, no good. Rebound, Chris Kaludi of the Slaters. Covers up on the bounce ahead to Adam Perry. Perry will trot into the forecourt. Slows it down just a bit, picked up by Mayhew. Perry dribbles toward the right sideline. Perry stops the dribble, sends it out to Vadnais, to the left side of the circle to Kaludi. Dribbles once, back to Vadnais, right wing. His three is no good. Hit the board, rebound, fought for. Conway chases it down, screams into the forecourt. His pass intended for Eaton goes out of bounds. As the Raiders make a change here, Joe Duval is in for the Raiders, and also checking in Greg Sinus for Jake Eaton and Aaron Bailey. In for the Slaters now, Chad Serpico checking in. Moore is out. Also in for the Slaters is Dan Richards, who did not see action last night.
He transferred over from Mill River. I didn't see him in the lineup last night.
Yeah, he did not play. I don't know if he was here or not. I had him in my book. He comes in for Vadnais. Vadnais and Moore sit down. So Dan Richards into the ball game right now for Fairhaven. With it is Serpico. Oh, yes. Serpico, right sideline for the Slaters, and we got a 5-second violation. Had the ball for 5 seconds. Couldn't do anything with it. Great defense put up by Conway.
A dog day afternoon in the corner for Serpico.
Yeah. Into the forecourt now. It's Mayhew with it. Gets it Boynton to Duval, left sideline. 6-4. The Raiders lead at 2:30 left first quarter. And Duval whistled down for the traveling violation. Dan Richards, who played for Mill River last year, of course, played on their 8-man state championship football team and played for Fairhaven state championship team this year. So he's played on 2 straight.
They win. Let's get him to the Dallas Cowboys this year.
Right sideline with it is Serpico now for the Slaters, out to Roberts, top of the circle. Roberts looking around, gets it to Perry, left side of the circle. Dribbles once, has it at the top of the circle, back to Roberts, right sideline. His three is good.
That is one nice touch. Wow.
6'7" junior, and he can shoot from the outside. 7-6. The Slaters take the lead off the three-pointer by Roberts. And Conway is whistled down for a turnover, palming the basketball as Fairhaven's basketball in the backcourt.
The nice thing that is for Fairhaven is Roberts is not the only inside threat they have. So when he goes to the outside, that opens things up for Moore and Kaludi inside, which makes them even tougher to defend.
With the left sideline is Cervico. Cervico wanted to go to Roberts, knocked away by Boynton, picked off by Sinus, and with it now Conway. Back to Mayhew, back to Sinus, to the left sideline to Joe Duval. Duval looking inside, gets it back out to Conway, to Mayhew, halfway between the circles. To Sinus, right sideline, back to Mayhew, top of the circle. 1:37 left first quarter. On the bounce, left sideline to Conway. Conway loses control. It goes out of bounds, but it was knocked out of bounds by Dan Richards. So it'll be Rutland's basketball, but Rutland wants a timeout. Dave Kinsman with a timeout. The Raiders first. 1:32 left first quarter, our score. Fairhaven 7, Rutland 6. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
On him on the sidelines, and his status was questionable for that football matchup earlier this past year, back in the fall. And I don't know if it's the same injury that he re-aggravated later in the season and perhaps in practice this year for basketball, but he's, like you said, in his street clothes watching this game from the sidelines.
Rutland's basketball after the timeout. Chris Mayhew with it. And he sends it on the right to Conway, back to Mayhew between the sideline and the key. Mayhew to the left side of the lane, pulls up with a jumper, no good, off the glass. Rebound ripped down by Roberts, hands it off to Perry. Perry throws it in the forecourt, intended for Richards, and it's knocked out of bounds. Just getting back there to knock it away was Conway. Great defensive play by Jake Conway.
How'd you like to get in the middle of those two, Dan Richards and Jake Conway?
Yeah, give me Richards and Conway, and I'll take you on and any two guys.
Well, that's a pay-per-view matchup right there with those two guys going at it.
Josh Moore checks into the ball game for Serpico for the Slaters. So Moore back in. Slaters basketball. Roberts gets the inbounds pass from Perry and sends it back to Perry. Perry halfway between the circles, dribbles into the lane and goes to the deck. First foul of the ball game. And it's going to go against the Raiders. It's on, let's see, who did they call that on? Duval?
It was Mayhew.
Or it's Mayhew.
It's actually the first one against the Raiders. The Slaters
That's right, Kaludi had one earlier, that's right. That's the first on Mayhew, first on the team.
Check that. It's on Duval.
It is. That's what I thought. Duval, okay. First on him, first on the team. Here's Kaludi in the lane. A short jumper is good. Conway's out. Eaton is back in for the Raiders as the Slaters lead it now 9-6. Coming down on a minute left first quarter. Boynton goes to Duval, right sideline. Looking inside, cross court to Mayhew between the sideline and the key. 53 seconds left in the quarter. Eaton with it. On the bounce, right side to Sinus, back to Eaton. Around the horn to Duval, left side of the circle, up for three. Bang! Joe Duval, a huge three in the early going. That ties it at 9 apiece, if there is such a thing as a huge three in the early going. 37 seconds left in the first quarter. I guess all of them are, because you get the 3 points.
Yes.
Perry with it out near midcourt, picked up by Mayhew. Perry to the left sideline to Dan Richards. Richards dribbles into the lane, scoops it up, no good. Rebound, Aaron Boynton, he's fouled. Second team foul on the Slaters. Again, that earlier foul on the Raiders was on Joe Duval, his first.
That foul was on Dan Richards, number 15 for Fairhaven.
And that's his first, second on the team. Aaron Boynton gets a breather. Bailey's in for the Raiders with 23 seconds left in the quarter. Bailey, Mayhew, Eaton, Sinus, and Duval, the Rutland alignment. And with it, left sideline is Joe Duval off the pass from Bailey. 12 seconds left in the quarter. Duval goes into the lane, lost control. It goes out of bounds off the Raiders. It's Fairhaven's basketball with 10 seconds left in the first quarter. We're tied up at 9 apiece. Raiders set up some full court pressure as Adam Perry gets set to put the ball into play for the Slaters. Perry looking around, gets it in on the bounce to Roberts, back to Perry. 7 seconds left in the quarter. Perry into the forecourt. Has it near the left sideline, dribbles to the lane now, pulls up with a jumper at the buzzer, it's no good. His time expires, ending the first quarter. In the title game of the Rutland Boys Basketball Holiday Tournament here at the Keep Gym, after a quarter our score, Rutland 9, Fairhaven 9. Back after this 30-second timeout. So happy to get that win, not because it's his first win per se, but that's nice, or the first win for the Raiders, but happy to get playing. The Raiders have only played 3 games.
Yeah, that's the thing there. The way their season started, they had the game against Burlington, they had the game on the road at Pittsfield, Mass, and then last night was their first game since then, and he'd like to get his players more action, and certainly this tournament will help. Both teams with 3 field goals from two-point land and 1 apiece from three-point land, representing the 9 points per team in the first quarter.
Rutland's basketball here at the beginning of the second quarter. Boynton back in. He has the ball, goes to Duval left sideline to Bailey. Bailey, Boynton, Duval. Conway back in and Eaton for the Raiders right now. Conway with it down the baseline, lays it up, no good. Hit the side of the board. Kaludi the rebound for the Slaters. Kaludi in along with Perry, Roberts, Dan Richards, and Josh Moore. Perry with it, dribbles right to left, chased outside by Duval, has it to the left sideline, now to Dan Richards. Try to loop it underneath to Kaludi, and Kaludi's going to be whistled down for pushing off against Aaron Boynton. That's the third on the team, that's the second on Kaludi.
You're not going to get that lob pass in on Aaron Boynton. I mean, he can tie his shoes standing straight up. He's got the long arms. He's 6'3" in height, and the arms make him play like he's 6'9".
With it is Bailey to the left sideline to Duval. Both teams in the man-to-man. Early going second quarter out to Eaton near the midcourt circle. The freshman throws it for Bailey right sideline. Back out to Eaton halfway between the circles. Back to the right sideline to Jake Conway. Conway to the right baseline. Shut off. Back out to Duval near the right sideline. Out front to Bailey. Now to Eaton left sideline. Jake Eaton dribbles a few times. Fires up the 17-footer. No good. Rebound Roberts. Roberts for the Slaters gives it to Perry. Score tied at 9 apiece. Nobody scored here in the second quarter. 6:53 left in the half. With it, Perry to the right sideline. Perry out front now to Moore. Moore wanted to go on the cut to Kaludi, right by him out of bounds. It was deflected out of bounds by Boynton. As Chris Mayhew checks in for Rutland High and Joe Duval checks out. It's Fairhaven's basketball from the baseline. Roberts gets it into Perry. Now with it is Dan Richards. Top of the circle, dribbles to the right side of the circle. Richards to the right sideline out of Kaludi. Kaludi out to Perry, halfway between the circles. Perry dribbles a few times, goes to Roberts, left side of the lane. Roberts now to Kaludi, right side for three. In and out, no good. Rebound, fought for. Saved by Eaton to Conway. Conway goes to Mayhew. Nice play by Jake Eaton. Mayhew into the forecourt, down the middle, picked up by Perry on the left to Jake Eaton, left sideline. Out front now to Conway. Conway back to Mayhew near the left sideline, dribbles left to right, goes to Eaton right side. Back to Mayhew on the left, toward the left baseline, pulls up for the jumper and drills it. Chris Mayhew on the bucket, and the Raiders get the first bucket of the second quarter. Rutland 11, Fairhaven 9, 6 minutes left in the half. Todd Roberts into the forecourt, chased by Bailey. Mayhew comes over, he gets it to Perry. Perry between the sideline and the middle has it out near midcourt now. Perry stops the dribble, looks right, goes left, and we got a 5-second violation against Fairhaven. Again, the good defense by Rutland.
Well, think of some of the players we've seen tonight, Jack. How's this for a 5-man football team? We'll take Martineau at quarterback. We'll have Chris Kaludi be the center. We'll have Conway and Richards running back. Show me 5 in the state that can beat that.
Mayhew's running right-hander in the lane, no good, and the rebound goes to Roberts to Perry. Perry rifles into the forecourt for Moore to the right side of the lane. 15-footer, no go. Rebound to Perry at the free throw line. Dribbles to the left, back out front to Roberts. Back to Perry. Perry now trying to find a way to get it to Moore, picked off by Eaton. Starts the break. Eaton to the left baseline. Shot rerouted by Perry. Perry comes down with it. Adam Perry made the block, came down with the ball, has trouble with it, scramble for the basketball, and it goes out of bounds, and it was either off Richards or Eaton. It was off Eaton, apparently.
Good hustle by both ball players.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that the wide receiver on that 5-man rotation
Mayhew
would be Greg Fuller.
Well, Mayhew's also.
Mayhew, oh my goodness. We got some talented people here this evening on this tournament.
Todd Roberts into the forecourt for the Slaters. Of course, Perry's a quarterback, too. So's Jake Eaton, for that matter.
We'll go on all night.
Yeah, we can. Here's Moore for the baseline. Short jumper, no good. Moore got his own rebound off him to Roberts. Short jumper in the lane is good.
I'm really impressed with the soft touch by Todd Roberts, be it inside or outside. He certainly has a nice release rotation, and the overall effect, of course, is the splash at the end.
It ties it up at 11 apiece. Conway right side of the lane. 15-footer's no good, and the rebound control by Kaludi of the Slaters. Gets it to Perry, throws into the forecourt for Moore. To the right baseline. 12-footer deflected by Conway. Comes down to Eaton. Eaton to Mayhew. Mayhew into the forecourt down the left sideline. Mayhew into the lane and try to lay it up. Ball blocked out of bounds by Roberts.
Chris Mayhew does a nice job of penetrating, but tonight he's going to be even more dangerous if he can draw the defense and start to dish it off to his big people down low. He breaks the defense down nicely as Vadnais comes back in for Richards for Fairhaven. But Chris has got to look to start dishing it off, and he can end this game with 15 or 20 assists.
Rutland's basketball. Conway left sideline. As you mentioned, Vadnais in for Richards. Into Boynton in the lane. He lays it in. Found an opening and got the bucket, and the Raiders retake the lead. Rutland 13, Fairhaven 11. 4:10 left first half here in the title game. The holiday tournament at the Keefe Gym. Badness going to work on Eaton. Badness dribbles right to left to the key to the line. On the left wing to Roberts. 17-footer, no goal. Rebound, Kaludi underneath, spins, and lays it back up and in.
Very tough.
That ties it at 13.
Tough under the boards, Kaludi.
With it now, Eaton. Eaton to the left baseline, shut off by Robertson. Moore gets it back out to Mayhew to Eaton left corner. Eaton comes cross-court right sideline to Conway. His three, no good. Rebound to Roberts. Roberts goes to Perry. Perry throws it into the forecourt now for Moore. Down the right sideline, back to Perry to Roberts. Left side of the lane, 15-footer, in and out, no good. Rebound, Kaludi back up, no good. Rebound, Kaludi in the lane. Short jumper, good. Kaludi kept it alive and got the bucket eventually.
He ought to have his hair green tonight. If he's going to rebound like that, we may be seeing the high school version of Dennis Rodman. 3 rebounds on 1 possession in the putback.
15-13, Fairhaven by 2. Eaton finds Mayhew, and Mayhew lays it in. Going in the back door, great pass from Eaton. That ties it at 15 apiece. The Slaters throw the ball away. It's Rutland's basketball. And Bob Predivo wants a timeout with 3:05 left first half. Timeout, Fairhaven, our score. Rutland 15, Fairhaven 15. We'll be back after this 30-second pass. We'll have both games for you on WSYB, our pregame show at 5:20 tomorrow. Let's set the alignment for Fairhaven. Robertson there, Moore, Kaludi, Perry, and Badness. Tie ball game at 15 apiece, 3:05 left in the first half. Raiders going with Greg Sinus, Aaron Boynton, Chris Mayhew in there, Joe Duval, and Jake Eaton now.
We were talking about the list of football players here tonight, Jack. It's 4th down. Why don't you put Aaron Carbonell in to punt? He's on the Rutland roster tonight also.
Everybody played football, like Duval, and he's got the ball right now left sideline. Out to Mayhew, halfway between the circles, controlling off the dribble. Back to Duval, left sideline. He's looking around as he stops the dribble. Cross court now to Eaton. Right side of the circle, back to Duval near the left sideline. Comes cross court now to Sinus, right side of the lane, out to Eaton, up for 3. Around the rim, no good. Rebound. Going to Josh Moore of Fairhaven. Hands it off to Perry. 2:38 left first half. The title game here at the Keefe Gym of the holiday tournament. Perry down the left sideline for the Slaters. On the bounce down low to Roberts. Turnaround left side of the lane off the glass, no good. And we have a whistle in the rebounding action. And it is a foul on Chris Kaludi. It's a big one. That's number 3 of the Slaters. Chris Kaludi is 3rd. That's the 4th on the team. They're going to get Kaludi out of there. Dan Richards checks in for Chris Kaludi for Fairhaven. 8
points already in this ball game for Kaludi. All 8 of those coming off of offensive rebound and putbacks. That's his value to this Slater ball club. A very big team, and he provides the aggressiveness down low.
With it left sideline, Jake Eaton controlling off the dribble, brings it out front to Duval, right side of the circle. Duval back to Eaton on the left between the sideline and the key. Jake Eaton toward the sideline, he stops, looks around and gets it out to Mayhew. Mayhew dribbles left to right, back to Eaton left sideline. Gets it out to Boynton, now to Duval. Duval dribbles to the left side of the lane. Pulls it up, looking around, scoops it out for Eaton in the key. Eaton into the lane. His 14-footer, no good. Rebound. Roberts got the handle finally and gets it to Perry. Still tied at 15. 1:50 left first half. Perry down low to Richards. Lost the handle at the baseline, picked it up again, saved it to Moore. He lost the handle, picked off by Duval. Duval gets it to Mayhew. Mayhew into the forecourt down the middle. Stutter steps to the key, dribbles to the left side of the lane. His jumper's good.
It was the through the legs dribble by Mayhew going right to left. Put it quickly to the basket and hit the short jump shot.
Raiders up by 2. Rutland 17, Fairhaven 15. 1:25 left first half. Roberts with it. Now to Perry. Perry dribbles to the right, goes to Moore at the baseline. 17-footer, no good. Rebound, Richards underneath. His reverse scoop is no good. We're going to foul underneath. I believe it's on Roberts of the Slaters.
Yep.
It is on Todd Roberts, his first, and that is the 5th on the team. The Raiders only have 1 team foul. 1:15 left in the first half.
Fairhaven has the size advantage, but Rutland's doing the job down low, boxing out on every possession, making the taller Slaters have to go over the back.
Rutland has the 2-point lead, 17-15. The clubs were tied at 9 apiece after a quarter. A minute left in the half. With it near the left sideline is Mayhew. Looks at the bucket, sends it out to Duval. Halfway between the circles. Dribbles to the key to the right side of the lane. Sends it to Eaton, out of Mayhew. Top of the circle, straight on for 3. Off the glass, no good. Roberts the rebound, he's fouled. Just the second team foul on the Raiders.
And that draws a standing ovation from the
flash of the
Fairhaven.
second. They call it on Sinus, his first. I told you in the first game, it just depends on which side you're on. Badness has it in the backcourt for the Slaters, dribbles into the forecourt on Eaton. And he goes to Richards at the baseline. A reverse layup is good. Richards went right down the baseline. Went underneath the bucket. His reverse layup ties it at 17 apiece. 30 seconds left first half. Mayhew into the forecourt slowly for the Raiders. Dave Kinsman wants one shot. Mayhew out at the midcourt circle, controlling off the dribble. 20 seconds left in the half. Tied at 17 apiece. Now to Duval left sideline. Duval controlling off the dribble. 12 seconds left in the half. Duval takes the three. No good. Rebound. Fought for. Scramble. Eaton picks it up at the sideline. 4 seconds left. Eaton's three. No good. Block, but we got a foul, and Eaton will be at the line for 3 shots. I believe the foul was on Richards.
It is on Richards.
Richards got a piece of the ball, a piece of Eaton with 3 seconds left in the half. Jake Eaton will be at the line for 3. Fouled in the act of shooting a 3.
And Coach Kinsman takes opportunity to pull Joe Duval over and say, Joe, we had 10 seconds on the clock. We didn't need that 3.
Was the 15th foul? No, the 16th foul on the Slaters. First shot by Jake Eaton is no good. He'll get 2 more. Tied at 17 apiece. 3 seconds left in the first half as Conway's in for Duval. They still haven't put it up on the board, but Richards on the foul. Second shot by Eaton is good. He'll get 1 more. As the Raiders go up 18-17. Richards' foul was his second. 6th on the team once again. Jake missed the first, hit the second, has another one coming up as the Raiders have a 1-point lead. Eaton's third shot is good, gets 2 out of 3. The Raiders lead at 19-17. Pass comes into Roberts. He's in the backcourt, throws it toward the bucket as time expires, ending the first half as that was far short. At halftime in the title game of the Rutland Boys Basketball Holiday Tournament at the Keefe Gym, our score, Rutland High 19, Fairhaven 17. And we'll be back to talk about it
here at the College of St. Joseph in Rutland. And I talked to Coach Pruniville about that when I went to the MSJ in Fairhaven game. Afterwards, I said, Polteny played you guys tough. He said, hey, Coach Dave Catman coached a great game. The kids shot the ball well, and they switched their defenses up, which really caused Fairhaven to sputter at times in that game, and Polteny came out with a big win.
Fairhaven going left to right here in the second half. The Raiders right to left. Fairhaven's basketball. Todd Roberts with it. Gets it to Adam Perry. Adam Perry, Dave Badness, Todd Roberts, and Chris Kaludi, and also Josh Moore in there right now for the Slaters. Roberts with it, top of the circle. Gives it to Perry. Raiders in that man-to-man. Roberts with it, picked up by Bailey. Now to Kaludi, left side of the circle. 18-footer is good.
Not bashful.
That ties it at 19 apiece. Aaron Bailey, Chris Mayhew, Jake Eaton, Aaron Boynton, and Jake Conway, the alignment for the Raiders. Left sideline, Eaton with it. Now up top to Bailey, left side of the circle. Back to Eaton, left sideline. Sends it out front to Conway, on the right to Mayhew. We're in the sideline of the key, dribbles into the lane, pulls up for the 12-footer and drills it. There's Mayhew, puts the Raiders up 21-19, early going, third quarter. With it in the backcourt, Todd Roberts for the Slaters, picked up by Bailey. Roberts will dribble into the forecourt down the left sideline. Sends it out front to Adam Perry near the midcourt circle, picked up by Mayhew. Perry stops the dribble on the left now to Roberts, left side of the circle. Sends it to the left sideline to Dave Badness. Badness dribbles once and has it ripped away by Eaton. Eaton drives toward the bucket, has it underneath, and then lost it off his foot out of bounds. It'll be Fairhaven's basketball. Raiders set up some full court pressure.
Older brother Jeff shaking his head. He was just about standing when Jake stole the ball, looking forward to him taking it coast to coast, and Jake just lost his balance.
With it now, Perry into the forecourt on Mayhew. Perry dribbles to the left. Stops the dribble, goes to Badness, left sideline. Badness looking inside, sends it up top to Roberts, has to chase it down near the midcourt circle. Chased by Bailey, sends it to the left sideline to Badness. Badness down the baseline, wanted to go to Kaludi by him, but it goes right to Perry as he chases it down at the left sideline and dribbles to the middle now. Has it right side of the circle, sends it to Roberts, right sideline. Down low, it goes to Moore. Spins, his turnaround is no good, he was fouled. Josh Moore will be at the line for 2 in the act of shooting. The foul is on Aaron Bailey. That's his first, and that is the first team foul on the Raiders here in the half. 21-19 Rutland, 6:15 left third quarter.
Only 2 personal fouls against the Raiders in the first half, so good job of defense.
More shot is no good. He'll get another.
And actually, Eaton had the only 3 free throw attempts in the first half for the Raiders, and these are the first 2 attempts for the Slaters, with those 2 by Moore.
Moore hits the second. He gets 1 out of 2. It's Rutland 21, Fairhaven 20. Mayhew to the left side of the lane on the bounce. Left baseline to Bailey. Drives baseline, lays it up, no good. Tapped around, and it comes finally down to Kaludi. Boynton had a chance on the tap. Perry with it now, and we got a technical foul against Chris Kaludi. And that's also a personal foul.
Yes, it is. He thought there was some contact with Jake Conway, as the Fairhaven fans off to my right agreed. Thought that there was a reach-in foul on Jake Conway after the Kaludi rebound, but
that's 4 on Kaludi.
That's going to be 4 on Chris Kaludi, and he's already
technical foul, and that's the first team foul on Fairhaven. He'll be sitting down.
And Kaludi's got 10 points already in this game, matching Chris Mayhew from Rutland for game-high honors. And Coach Prenovo.
Conway taking the technical foul shots, and he hits the first. He'll get another. 22-20, the Raiders by 2.
Coach Prenovo from Fairhaven doing a nice job. Just goes over and consoles Chris Kaludi, knowing that he's emotionally charged up for this game, and says, we're going to need you in the fourth quarter, son. Don't lose us now. Conway hits the second as well as the Raiders lead at 23-20. So Jake Conway hits the 2 technical foul shots, the technical on Chris Kaludi of Fairhaven. And the Raiders also get the basketball. Dan Richards checking in for Kaludi, who's sitting down with a 4 personal fouls, and we got a steal by Perry. Perry into the forecourt for the Slaters, pulls up left wing, short jumper around the rim, no good. Rebound to Richards at the baseline underneath, and he shovels it for Roberts. Short jumper in the lane is good. Rutland 23, Fairhaven 22, 5:33 left in the third quarter. Mayhew with it on the left to Aaron Bailey, to the left sideline to Jake Eaton. Out front to Mayhew. Mayhew sends it on the right to Jake Conway. Down the right sideline to Bailey. Out to Mayhew near midcourt. First Mayhew controlling off the dribble. Picked up by Perry off the man-to-man. Stutter steps to the free throw line. Dribbles to the right. On the left now to Boynton into the lane. 14-footer, no good. Rebound Roberts. He has a ton of rebounds. Goes to Perry, to Vadnais. Vadnais to the left baseline in the forecourt, to the sideline on the bounce. Down low to Roberts, lost the handle, and it comes down to Mayhew. It was Boynton, I believe, who knocked it away. Mayhew, coast to coast, lays it up, no good. It was deflected out of bounds by the Slaters. Might have been Perry. It'll be Rutland's basketball. As into the ball game for Fairhaven is Ryan Audette, who saw a lot of action last night. He checks in for Dave Vadnais. Joe Duval checks in for the Raiders for Jake Eaton. As Chris Mayhew gets set to put the ball into play from the baseline for Rutland High. Mayhew looking around. Gets it in on the bounce way out front to Conway between the right sideline and the key, loops it down low to Boynton. Turnaround for the baseline is good. Rutland 25, Fairhaven 22, a 3-point Raider lead. 4:40 left third quarter. Ryan Audette for the Slaters. Audette into the forecourt, chased by Duval. Dribbles left to right. Stops the dribble on the bounce, goes to Roberts to the right sideline. He goes to Perry. Wanted to get it inside to Moore, knocked away. And Perry tried to chase it down, went out of bounds off the Raiders. So it's Fairhaven's basketball from the baseline near the corner. Mike Stempeck into the ball game for the Raiders. His first action. Jake Conway is out. Perry getting set to put the ball into play from the baseline for the Slaters. Sends it all the way out front to Dan Richards, halfway between the circles. Richards on Boynton as he dribbles to the left. Wanted to go into the corner to Audette. Knocked out of bounds by Duval. Nice hustle for Joe Duval. So the Slaters will try again, left sideline in the forecourt. Adam Perry getting set to put the ball into play. Perry gets it into Richards near the left sideline. 4:20 left in the third quarter. 4:22 left. It hasn't moved. Clock staying at 4:22. Moore's 15-footer is good. Clock still
They haven't even moved the clock. I was anticipating 4:20. 25-24. The Raiders have a 1-point lead, and we got a steal by Perry.
The clock's not running, folks.
Perry into the forecourt. The clock hasn't run in at least 25 seconds. And they finally...
Who got the Rutland basket down there? I was painted.
That was a steal.
It was a steal. It was painted. Had to be at least 15 seconds off the clock. It was 4:22 when they hit.
It was 4:22, and I started to say 4:20 because I was anticipating the clock going down 2 more seconds. That's when I noticed it. And that was a long time ago. And finally, we had the steal by Fairhaven. Fairhaven was bringing the ball into the forecourt when it was called to the officials' attention here, and then they called a timeout. Rutland 25, Fairhaven 24, 4:14 left third quarter according to the clock now. They let it run down to the 4:14 mark. So Fairhaven's basketball, right sideline in the forecourt. Perry getting set to put the ball into play. Perry gets it in now to Dan Richards. Richards hands it off to Perry. On the left to Audette, left baseline. His jumper's no good. An air ball came down to Richards, but Richards whistled out for the double dribble. It'll be Rutland's basketball. Jake Conway checks in for the Raiders for Mike Stempek. Mayhew and Boynton, Duval, Bailey and Conway, the alignment for the Raiders. The Raiders have a 1-point lead. 4 minutes left third quarter. Mayhew at the free throw line. On the right to Boynton, to the right sideline to Duval, looking inside. Duval dribbles toward the middle on the bounce. Got it to Bailey. Bailey hammered by Richards. Fouled on Dan Richards. Second on the team. That's 3 on Richards. So the Raiders will put the ball into play from the left sideline in the forecourt. As Duval puts it into Conway, and now Mayhew with it out near midcourt. Mayhew dribbles to the left side of the circle, now goes to Duval, left sideline. Duval going to work on Richards. Duval sends it back out on the bounce to Conway, dribbles to the key and then backs it up, back to the top of the circle. On the left he goes to Duval, dribbles left to right, stops and goes out to Mayhew. Mayhew dribbles to the left baseline, backs it up toward the sideline. And looks out front, but will bounce it down the sideline for Aaron Boynton. Boynton now to Duval. Duval dribbles into the lane, and he has it stolen away by Richards. Richards now on the bounce to Audette, had to chase it down, found the handle, back out to Perry, up for 3, no good. Rebound to Moore, back up in the lane, no good. And the rebound controlled by the Raiders, Joe Duval, outlet to Mayhew. Mayhew into the forecourt, dribbles into the lane. Behind the back goes to Bailey. Fadeaway at the baseline is no good. He was no foul. It's a traveling violation on Aaron Bailey.
Although Bailey traveled, that's what Chris Mayhew needs to do right there. He's so quick when he penetrates off the dribble. The defense collapsed on him. He drew 3 defenders. That left Bailey open. Mayhew bounced it in. Bailey could not convert, but that's what Mayhew needs to do to be even more effective for the Raiders.
Again, Bailey with a travel. Fairhaven's basketball. Ryan Audette sends it to the right sideline to Moore, and Moore has his pockets picked by Conway, but we got a foul on Jake Conway. That is his first personal foul.
It's only the 4th foul the entire game against Rutland.
In the second of the half. The Raiders have a 25-24 lead with 2:45 left in the third quarter. Pass comes into Audette, down low to Roberts, and he lays it in. He got it down low, and as we said many times last night, forget it when he gets it there. He laid it in, and Fairhaven takes a 1-point lead, 26-25.
Same play as last night, same reaction by Coach Prenovo for Fairhaven.
Mayhew dribbles to the left side of the circle, sends it to Duval, left sideline, rifles it out front now to Jake Conway. Conway dribbles to the key, loops it to the left sideline to Duval, down the baseline. His runner's no good. Rebound tap from Roberts to Perry. And Perry is fouled in the backcourt by Duval. The foul on Joe Duval is, I believe, his second.
Yes, it is. It's 2
It's
on
the
Duval.
third on the team. Jake Eaton checks in, and Craig Sinus checking in for the Raiders for Aaron Bailey and Joe Duval. Fairhaven with a 1-point lead, 26-25, as Roberts puts the ball into play in the backcourt. Sends it all the way underneath the bucket to Perry. Chased it down, had to leap up for it at the baseline. Got it to Audette out front, halfway between the circles to Roberts now. Roberts sends it on the left to Moore. His 3-pointer's no good. Deep rebound to Sinus. Outlet to Mayhew into the forecourt. 2 minutes left third quarter. Mayhew dribbles left to right. Mayhew now to Jake Eaton between the sideline and the key. Eaton sends it back out to Conway. Conway right side of the circle, back to Jake Eaton. Dribbles into the lane. Lost the handle and is picked off by Richards, who was knocked away by Roberts. Richards goes coast to coast, falls down, loses the ball out of bounds, and it will be Rutland's basketball. Greg Sinus along with Chris Mayhew, Jake Conway, Aaron Boynton, and Jake Eaton, the alignment for the Raiders. Roberts, Moore, Perry, Audette, and Richards for Fairhaven. Fairhaven 26, Rutland 25, a minute 33 left third quarter. Mayhew in the key. Mayhew on the bounce, left sideline to Eaton, dribbles once, throws up the 17-footer, no good. Rebound tapped all the way out front to Conway, on the right to Boynton, down the baseline, pulls up for the jumper, around the rim, no good. Rebound Roberts. Hands it off to Perry. Perry into the forecourt, down the sideline for Dan Richards. Lost the handle, picked off by Aaron Boynton. Boynton on the bounce to Mayhew. Mayhew into the forecourt for Rutland High. Mayhew has it right side of the circle, sends it to Boynton. Left sideline to Conway. His three is in and out, no good. Rebound, Boynton up and good. Kept it alive, the offensive rebound for the bucket, and the Raiders retake the lead. Rutland 27, Fairhaven 26. 50 seconds left, third quarter. We're in the title game of the Holiday Tournament. Roberts stops in the forecourt and throws the ball away as he wanted to go to Perry. As into the ball game now for the Slaters is Chris Cole. And getting a breather is Ryan Audette. Rutland will have 30 seconds left, third quarter. Rutland 27, Fairhaven 26. Mayhew can stay out there all night. 22 seconds left in the quarter. Chris Mayhew controlling off the dribble. 18 seconds left in the quarter. Mayhew goes to the left sideline to Eaton, dribbles left to right on the bounce to Conway. Conway's traveling.
I think Conway saw an end zone under the basket. Took too many steps.
Tried to go to the lane. He's whistled down for the travel. 12 seconds left in the quarter. Fairhaven will have the ball in the backcourt as the pass comes in to Perry from Cole. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Perry into the forecourt. Perry to the left side of the lane, gets it to Cole, left side, up for three. It's good, or it's going to be a two-pointer. And that is the end of the third quarter as Fairhaven takes a 28-27 lead. It was a two-pointer. Cole's feet were over the line, inside the three-point line. And that shot coming virtually at the buzzer to end the third quarter after three. In the title game of the Holiday Tournament at the Keep Gym, our score, Fairhaven 28, the bucket by Cole, leading the Raiders 28-27. And that was a low-scoring third quarter. Fairhaven outscored Rutland 11-8 in the third quarter.
Final 8 minutes of play now. The only foul trouble to speak of was Chris Kaludi, as he has 4 fouls, and the fourth one coming on the technical that he picked up. He's back in the lineup now for the Slaters.
And it's Rutland's basketball. MSJ won the consolation game for third place over Mill River, 57-53. Eaton with it to the lane, 14-footer, deflected, and it comes down to Kaludi. It was deflected by Moore. Now with it is Perry. Perry into the forecourt for the Slaters to Roberts underneath. He lays it up and in, but it won't count. Got a foul before the shot on Aaron Bailey. Second on Bailey. Fourth on the team.
Nice job of running the floor by the big guy, Todd Roberts, and Perry found him. You can see Perry's the quarterback, as that looked like a down-and-out pattern in football, and there was Roberts picking it up. Roberts gets it into Kaludi, left side up for three. It's no good. Rebound, 5-4, goes to Conway, and he'll dribble all the way to the bucket and lay it in. Deep rebound. Conway chased it down and got the easy bucket at the other end as the Raiders retake the lead, 29-28. Early going fourth quarter. Todd Roberts in with Perry, Kaludi, Cole, and Moore for the Slaters. As we got a kick against Mayhew. Mayhew, Boynton, Bailey, Eaton, and Conway for the Raiders. Cole put the ball into play from the left sideline in the forecourt for Fairhaven. Cole looking around, still looking, loops it in for Roberts, left baseline, short jumper, no good. Rebound, tapped around, Moore with it. Moore dribbles to the right baseline, his short jumper, no good, he was fouled. Josh Moore will be at the line for two in the act of shooting. The foul, who did they call that one on? Chris Mayhew.
It is on Mayhew, his first. Fifth on the team. Shooting foul, Moore at the line for two for the Slaters. Rutland 29, Fairhaven 28, 7:13 left in the ball game. And the shot by Moore is good. That ties it at 29 apiece. Moore will get another. Second shot by Josh Moore is good. He gets them both. 2 free throws for Moore, and Fairhaven retakes the lead. Fairhaven 30, Rutland 29. 7:08 left in the ball game. Mayhew with it to the left side of the lane toward the sideline. Still controlling off the dribble. Sends it up the sideline to Eaton. Dribbles left to right. Wanted to find Conway underneath. The ball knocked down by Kaludi. Saved it to Perry. Now to Cole in the forecourt. Cole on the bounce. Wanted to go to the left baseline to Moore. The ball was kicked out of bounds by the Raiders. It'll be Fairhaven's basketball. Joe Duval getting set to check in for Rutland High, and he checks in for Jake Eaton. Roberts getting set to put the ball in the play, does get into the play, and gets the ball back left corner up for three. Around the rim, no good. Rebound to Mayhew. Mayhew throws it into the forecourt for Duval. Duval left side of the lane, forces the shot, no good, but he was fouled. Joe Duval will be at the line for two for the Raiders. Fouled is on Perry, that's his first. And that is just the third team foul of the half on the Slaters. Joe Duval will be at the line for two shots, 5'10" junior for Rutland High. His first shot is good. Joe ties it up. He'll get another. We're all tied up at 30 apiece with 6:43 left in the ball game. Second shot by Duval is good. Joe Duval gets them both. Two free throws, and he puts the Raiders up 31-30. In the backcourt, Cole picked up by Duval. Cole gets it to Perry, picked up by Mayhew. Perry into the forecourt down the left sideline. Perry sends it to the left corner now to Moore. Moore sent it to Roberts, lost the handle, picked off by Conway. 3-on-2 break on the bounce, wanted to go to Boynton, and back to Steele Moore. Dribbles behind the back, almost lost the dribble, pulls up for the 18-footer, no good. Rebound to Kaludi underneath, back up and good.
Man, is he tough down low.
Fairhaven retakes the lead. The Slaters lead at 32-31. 6:07 left in the ball game. Mayhew with it to the key to the left side of the lane. Scoops it up. No good. He was fouled. Mayhew will be at the line for two. The foul against Fairhaven. It's on Todd Roberts. That's his second. That is the fourth on the team. Chris Mayhew at the line for two shots for Rutland High. Fairhaven with a 1-point lead, 32-31, with 6:03 left in the ball game. Shot by Chris is off the back of the rim, no good. He'll get another. There's Fairhaven getting set for a substitution here, and checking in Dan Richards for the Slaters for Chris Cole. Cole did a nice job while he was in there.
Yeah, hit a big basket there in the third quarter. It was close to being a three-point shot. He had his foot on the line. They only gave him two.
Chris Mayhew looking to tie here on his second free throw. He missed the first. And Chris's shot is no good. Missed them both. And the rebound to Roberts went over the head. The ball just went over Bailey's head. With it now is Perry. Perry in the forecourt for the Slaters to the right side of the lane. Sends it to Richards near the right sideline. To the free throw line to Kaludi. Underneath to Roberts, and he lays it in. Fairhaven has opened up a 3-point lead. Dave Kinsman wants a timeout. Fairhaven 34, Rutland 31. 5:43 left in the ball game. Timeout on the floor. Rutland's second timeout. They got two left. For the Vermont Sports Medicine Center. He's at the end of the Rutland bench, hired by Rutland High, but he's rooting for Fairhaven in this one.
I tell you what, Jack, the outside of this game was the key of Fairhaven inside against Rutland outside. Inside Fairhaven. Roberts, Kaludi, and Moore have 30 of Fairhaven's 34 points tonight.
Rutland's basketball after the timeout. With it is Conway, top of the circle. Jake Conway looking around. Dribbles to the right, stops the dribble, sends it out front to Chris Mayhew. Mayhew dribbles right to left, sends it now to Conway near the right sideline. To the right corner now to Aaron Bailey. Back out to Conway in the lane. Running right-hander, no good. Rebound tapped around. Going to the deck was Roberts, and Roberts whistled down for the travel.
Roberts will get the traveling violation, but we're starting to see at this stage in the game the size for Fairhaven starting to take over this ball game on both ends of the court. I just pointed it out that the inside trio of Roberts, Kaludi, and Moore for Fairhaven accounting for 30 of Fairhaven's 34 points. That's inside domination right there.
It'll be Rutland's basketball from the baseline with 5:18 left in the ball game. Fairhaven with a 3-point lead. The Slaters lead at 34-31. Mayhew looking to put the ball into play. Looking around, still looking, loops it all the way out front to Aaron Bailey. On the right to Boynton to Mayhew. Mayhew dribbles into the lane, pulls up for the jumper. It's in and out, back in again. Big bucket for Chris Mayhew. Fairhaven 34, Rutland 33. Roberts with it in the backcourt, going to work on Aaron Bailey. And Roberts gets it into the forecourt down the middle for the Slaters and sends it now to Adam Perry. Perry dribbles left to right. Perry sends it to the right sideline to Dan Richards. Out front to Kaludi for three, straight on. No good. Rebound to Mayhew. Raiders can retake the lead. This trip down the floor. 4:45 left in the ball game. Mayhew into the forecourt to the left sideline goes to Joe Duval. Duval dribbles left to right on the bounce out front to Conway to the right side of the lane. Now to Mayhew. He dribbles right to left, has it top of the circle. Mayhew on the bounce left sideline to Joe Duval. Duval looking inside, dribbles once, comes cross court now to Conway, to the key, to the line, to the lane. Back of the bounce to Duval, left sideline, up for three. Bang! Joe Duval with a big three-pointer. And the Raiders lead at 36-34. 4:12 left in the ball game. The other way for the Slaters, Adam Perry. Dribbles toward the right sideline in the forecourt out front to Richards. Richards fouled by Joe Duval. 3 on Duval, and that is number 6 on the Raiders. So on the next foul, Fairhaven will be going to the line on the next 3 for a 1-and-1, barring shooting fouls. Richards will put the ball into play from the right sideline in the forecourt for Fairhaven. Gets it into Perry, right corner. Down low, wanted to go to Kaludi. Picked off by Boynton.
Long arm of the law by Boynton.
With it now is Mayhew. Mayhew to the right side of the lane to Boynton at the free throw line. Fires up the 15-footer, no good, but a whistle long before the shot and actually before the pass.
I think it's on Adam Perry.
Yeah, it is on Perry, and that would be the, let's see, the
number 2 on him.
15 foul on the Slaters, 2nd on Perry. Raiders have a 2-point lead, 36-34, 3:58 left in the ball game. Mayhew to put the ball into play from the baseline. Loops it out now to Conway, halfway between the circles on the right, back to Mayhew near the right sideline. Mayhew into the lane, lost the handle, got it back again, sends it out to Duval. Duval dribbles to the right wing, back out front to Mayhew, top of the circle. Mayhew dribbles left to right. On the left to Joe Duval near the left sideline. He dribbles to the left side of the circle, back out to Mayhew. The Raiders very deliberate. Mayhew to the key. Mayhew to the left side of the lane on the bounce. Wanted to go to Duval at the baseline, by him and out of bounds. Fairhaven's basketball. Fairhaven going with Perry, Richards, Roberts, Moore, and Kaludi. Kaludi with 4 fouls. The Raiders going with Mayhew, Duval, Conway, Boynton, and Bailey. With it left sideline, Josh Moore for the Slaters in the forecourt. 3:18 left in the ball game. Perry with it between the left sideline and the key. On the right wing, he goes to Todd Roberts. Roberts sends it out to Richards, left side of the circle. 15-footer's good. That ties it at 36 apiece. Dan Richards for the Slaters. The other way, Duval at the right baseline. 3 minutes left in the ball game. Don't look past to Bailey, right baseline. Out front now to Mayhew into the lane. His shot is blocked out of bounds by Perry. It'll be Rutland's basketball. 2:53 left in the game. We're tied at 36 apiece. Mayhew looking to put the ball into play from the baseline for Rutland High. Gets it into Duval near the left corner. Joe Duval, who did a huge 3 a few moments ago. Now Conway, right baseline, running right-hander. No good. Offensive foul on Jake Conway. Getting positioning was Todd Roberts, 2nd on Conway. That's the Raiders' 7th team foul. It was an offensive foul. It does put the Raiders over the limit, but an offensive foul. Fairhaven with a basketball in the backcourt. We're tied at 36 apiece.
I have that as their, yeah, that is their 7th.
And Richards into the forecourt for the Slaters, down the sideline to Moore. Moore to the right side of the lane, pulls up for the jumper. It's no good. Rebound run down in the corner by Boynton. He goes to Mayhew. 2:30 left in the ball game. The championship game of the holiday tournament at the Keefe Gym. Duval with it, right sideline. Joe Duval dribbles around, sends it out to Mayhew. Mayhew halfway between the circles. Mayhew back to Duval, right side. His 3 is good. Duval has done it again. 2 threes here in the 4th quarter. The Raiders lead at 39-36. Duval with a steal. No, he's out of bounds. Joe Duval almost with a steal at the sideline. The Raiders have a 3-point lead.
Duval is deadly when he has time to square his feet, set himself, line it up to the basket. He's got 2 big 3-pointers in this 4th quarter.
Perry into the forecourt for the Slaters. 2:07 left in the ball game. Perry is fouled by Mayhew. Perry will be at the line for a 1-and-1. 8th team foul on the Raiders. 2nd on Mayhew. 2:05 left in the ball game. 2 big 3s by Duval here in the 4th quarter. His latest shot has put the Raiders up by 3, 39-36.
That's the 3rd 3-pointer of the ball game for Duval. He had 1 back in the 1st quarter. 2 big ones here in the 4th.
Shot by Perry is good. He'll get another. Rutland 39, Fairhaven 37.
Complete opposite of game 1. We saw several free throw attempts. Not many here in this ball game.
Second shot by Perry misses. Deep rebound to Duval. Gets it off now to Mayhew. Mayhew dribbles left to right. Less than 2 minutes left in the ball game, and the Raiders lead it by 2. Mayhew up near midcourt now in the midcourt circle. Mayhew controlling off the dribble. And we have a whistle. And a wet spot again. Underneath the basket off to our left, and they're fixing the other basket. And with a minute 52, the Raiders will have the basketball from the left sideline. Minute 52 left of the ball game. Conway, Boynton, Bailey, Duval, and Mayhew for the Raiders. Galudi, Richards, Perry, Roberts, and Moore for the Slaters. Duval puts the ball into play to Mayhew. Mayhew out near midcourt. Perry comes out after him at the midcourt circle. Mayhew controlling off the dribble. Chris Mayhew dribbles toward the right sideline. A minute 40 left in the ball game. Conway with it now. Back to Mayhew near the right sideline. On the bounce to Duval, midcourt circle. Back to Mayhew. Raiders lead at 39-37. A minute 30 left in the ball game. Mayhew holding it out near midcourt. Dribbles right to left out near the midcourt circle now. Back to the right, back to the left, to the key to the line of the lane. On the bounce to Bailey. And Bailey gets it back out to Conway, and Conway has it out near midcourt. Minute 15 left in the ball game. Mayhew with it now near midcourt, picked up by Perry. Mayhew dribbles toward the left, back to the right now. Minute 7 left in the ball game. The Raiders lead it by 2, 39-37. Mayhew to Conway out front. A minute left in the ball game. And Conway is finally fouled by Perry. And that would be the 16th foul on Fairhaven, 3 on Perry, and Rutland will get the ball again. It's a common foul with 59 seconds left.
Joe Davin had signaled a 1-and-1. Now he was corrected by Jackie DePalma. That was only the 6th team foul.
And we got a timeout on the floor. And so with 59 seconds left in the ball game, our score.
Actually, they should be shooting.
Rutland 39, Fairhaven 37. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
AM 1380.
That was Fairhaven's timeout. I have unofficially 2 for Fairhaven, 2 for Rutland. They both unofficially have 2 left. That foul I had myself as Fairhaven's 6th, even though the bonus light is on the board, but it's going to be Rutland's basketball.
Well, the next one. There for the next one.
Duval puts the ball into play to Mayhew. 58 seconds left, 57. Mayhew fouled by Perry. And this puts Fairhaven over the limit. That's their 7th, and Mayhew will be at the line for a 1-and-1. This is a main reason why in several years ago they did it in men's college basketball, why they changed it to 2 at number 10.
Yep.
So you continuously don't put the team to the line for the 1-and-1. They get 2 shots. So fouling doesn't become a positive thing. But Mayhew in this case at the line for a 1-and-1. He looks and fires, and it's no good. Rebound to Bailey, back out to Mayhew. Big offensive rebound for Bailey. On the left, it goes to Duval, back to Mayhew. 50 seconds left in the game. Underneath the point, lays it up, no good. And we got a whistle and a foul. Against Fairhaven, it's on Moore.
Oh, wow, did he elevate for that one.
And Boynton will be at the line for 2 shots. He was in the act of shooting. 8th team foul on the Slaters. That's the first foul on Moore. 48 seconds left in the ball game. The Raiders have a 2-point lead, 39-37. Aaron Boynton looks and fires. It's no good. He'll get another. Again, both teams have 2 timeouts. They both have 2 left unofficially. Aaron Boynton's second shot is up, and it is no good. Rebound is controlled by Roberts and also Conway. Got a whistle. Was there a lane violation? A lane violation against Fairhaven. Boynton will have another opportunity for his second shot.
Wow. 3 words out of Coach Perneval's mouth. Who's that on?
And the shot by Boynton is good around the rim and in. That puts the Raiders up by 3 again, 40-37. So technically, he gets 1 out of 2. 43 seconds left in the ball game. Roberts with it in the forecourt for the Slaters. Roberts down the left sideline to Moore in the corner. Moore down low to Roberts, left baseline. Double team, and he loses it. Stolen away by Duval. Duval to Mayhew. Mayhew calls for a timeout. And boy, has Duval ever come to the forefront here in the 4th quarter. The third timeout for the Raiders. We'll keep it right here. 28 seconds left in the ball game. The Raiders have one left. Rutland leads it 40-37. That big lane violation after Boynton had missed his second shot.
I tell you, from this
and
angle,
Boynton hit on the next shot.
From this angle, that block shot by Josh Moore looked like a block, but Scott Dykman was right under the basket. He had the perfect angle on that play. Made the call against Josh Moore. Boynton missed the front part of the two-shot foul, and Rutland gets a big offensive rebound from Bailey, who kicked it back out. Or actually, it was the possession before off the Mayhew miss that Bailey got the rebound, but they called a lane violation against Fairhaven, and Boynton made him pay for it dearly. Now is back at the other end. You're right, Jack. Duval coming to the forefront. Two huge three-point baskets in this fourth quarter and a big rebound and steal down at the other end. Heads-up play by the senior point guard Mayhew called the timeout, sensing that he was getting full court pressure now. The table is set. 40-37 Rutland. They have the ball under the their basket, or the Fairhaven basket, the length of the floor to go, 28 seconds remaining.
Tonight's game will be shown on Channel 15 at a later date. Boynton looking to throw the ball into play, gets it in on the bounce to Duval. Duval is fouled in the backcourt by Moore with 26 seconds left in the ball game. That's Moore's second, and that is the 9th team foul on the Slaters. It'll be a 1-on-1. We're talking about that's why they made the rule, so they weren't going to the line for a 1-on-1. That might have started in that North Carolina State-Houston game way back in 1983.
Well, that was just great strategy by the late Jimmy Valvano in that game.
Yep, and they won the national championship for NC State.
Exactly, because Houston just could not convert free throws down the stretch.
Duval's shot is good. Joe Duval really coming to the forefront here in the fourth quarter. He will get another. Rutland 41, Fairhaven 37.
He's making a case right now
for MVP. Duval's second shot is good. 2 free throws for Joe Duval. Rutland 42, Fairhaven 37. Roberts into the forecourt. Roberts top of the circle. The long three. Short, no good. Rebound to Bailey. Bailey's foul with 17 seconds left in the ball game. And it puts Fairhaven to the 10th team foul. It's a 2-shot foul.
It's on Roberts.
It is on Roberts, number 3. Aaron Bailey at the line for 2 shots for Rutland High. The Raiders have opened up a 5-point lead. It should be 2. I think Joe Davin had put up 1-on-1. It's over the 2-shot limit now. Joe Davin, Jackie DePalma, and Scott Dykman, the 3 officials in this second game tonight. Bailey's shot is in and out, no good. He'll get another.
What a big win this will be for Rutland. They can pull this one out.
Against a very tough ball club.
This Fairhaven team is going to do some serious damage in Division II this year. Make no bones about it.
Bailey's second shot is good. He gets 1 out of 2, and Rutland has opened up a 43-37 lead. 15 seconds left in the ball game. Perry, the long 3 straight on. It's no good off the glass. Rebound to Conway. 10 seconds left in the ball game. Conway is hammered by Roberts in the forecourt. Jake will be at the line for 2 shots. Foul on Roberts is number, is that 3 or 4 on Roberts? 4. 9 seconds left. Conway at the line for 2. And Rutland will win another holiday tournament. I have them for 6 in a row. That's unofficial.
The fans head for the exits. No snowballs thrown tonight either. That's a...
Conway misses the shot. He'll get another.
A good sign.
Wasn't that the worst darn thing you ever saw?
You know what's worse for Giant fans is more completions were made by their fans throwing snowballs than any of their quarterbacks were.
Conway's second shot is good. 44-37. The Raiders with the lead. 5 seconds left in the game. Roberts a long 3, no good. Rebound to Duval to Mayhew, and that's the ball game. And the Raiders have won the holiday tournament. Rutland 44, Fairhaven 37, and Dave Kinsman has got himself a holiday championship as coach of the Raiders. I know he won 2 or 3 as coach of the Mounties. And the Raiders coming back and pulling away down the stretch in this ball game to win it 44-37. With the victory, the Raiders go to 2-2 on the year, 2-2. And with the loss, the Fairhaven Slaters fall to 4-2 on the year. That's your final. Rutland 44, Fairhaven 37.